Yes. Okay. They deserve it just for their names. Okay.
All right, that's exciting. Thank you so much. We're so
Good
excited to
job.
be here.
You got a lot. Buzz.
I love you, random citizen.
Hello.
No, this is great. We're so excited to be here at the Avalanche. This amazing, exciting summit with so many of like-minded projects that are out there, and we're just excited to be here, basically representing our project and also talking about a lot of the new features and expansion that we're doing onto Avalanche and onto our own chain on a subnet on Avalanche, which is just so amazing. So, let's see. I got to figure out how this works, if it works. Okay. Maybe. All right, yeah. So who are we? We are Kingdom Studios. We're the team who's in backup creating this amazing project. I am Frisky Fox. I'm the founder and the executive director. I'm also in charge of the building side of the project. So we build all the features and the fun stuff. And
I am Dreamer. I'm the president at Kingdom Studios. You'll see up here we have an org chart of the build side and the growth side, and all the many people that make up our team. We have over 50 people on what is referred to as our core team, many other contributors, over 35 moderators, or what we call knights. So we're really excited to be here and represent our amazing team.
yeah, so it's amazing how fast we've grown since about almost exactly 7 months ago when we launched. We had about 8 members of our team, and we've grown, and our community is now 90,000 strong across Telegram and Discord and Twitter. And our moderators, who are amazing, are all day long basically running around trying to manage all that, and there's a lot to do. So really excited about that. Let's see. Sweet. So that's who we are, but what are we? We are a cross-chain game. From the very start, we were created with the vision of basically trying to take these advanced concepts of LP and pools and staking and trying to make it easy to understand for everyone to get into and explain in a very easy to understand way, basically. Because I had so many friends who would ask me what is all this stuff with farming? How do you do it? And I'd be like, okay, you take tokens, you stake them, and they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So we created this to basically onboard and educate people in a very easy way. Cross-chain has been part of our vision from the very start. We started out over on Harmony. We're now expanding into the Avalanche ecosystem with our own chain, and that's super exciting.
And in addition to making it easy to understand, we want to make it fun. So I think many people here, when you're a kid, you played video games, you would have drops come out, and they would mean a lot to you personally, but they would mean nothing to you in any other aspect in terms of monetary value or anything. With Web3, we can take the NFTs in the game, make them fun, beautiful, but also gamify them to have that same experience, but also carry the value of the rarity, of the uniqueness.
That's exactly right. So one of the issues that we saw early on with these other dexes is that they would launch their utility token and there wasn't anything to do with it. So we wanted to make something where you could earn a really cool utility token and do a lot more than just having a vote in the protocol, but actually spend it on in-game transactions, use it for creating NFT heroes, having them level up and do questing and things like that. Speaking of these NFT heroes, it's also the main driver of utility in our ecosystem, because your heroes aren't just static art. You can actually quest with them, you can play with them, they can level up, you can increase their stats, and in turn, with doing that, it actually augments the returns from the staking that you have in our DEX. So it's kind of a symbiotic circle there. Sorry, I'm trying to get the remote to work. Okay. So we promised a lot of announcements and some alpha and some new features. This is the first one. We are adding leaderboards into our game, because what is more fun than basically proving you're the best at stuff, right? So we're super excited about this. This is actually the brainchild, I guess, of a few of us here, but especially this guy over here. So did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit onto it. So, I mean, if you're in the game and let's say you're fishing with Fisher Tom and you get a bloater and you're like, oh yeah, 4 bloaters, really cool. You look around, nobody else really cares. Nobody really sees it. With leaderboards, we can now have competition. With the base value we have now and all the incremental value we will have later, be able to have the highlights of who's doing the best at X, Y, or Z. We can get creative as well and say, hey, all your bald heroes, let's see how many bloaters you can catch this week. And hey, the best people that hit that top 10, you're going to be eligible to win like a Gen 0 hero in Crystal Vale. So leaderboards are going to be a great way to reward players, have a little bit of glory in competition, and kind of wear the badge of being the best.
That's exactly right. So for a lot of these things, we're trying to figure out how to give back to our players and to let them participate in earning the rewards from the new things that we're putting out, like lands and heroes. Our expansion over into Crystal Vale will entail some new heroes, which we'll also talk about here in a bit. But instead of just trying to sell those to our players directly, we want to give our players the opportunity to earn those from playing the game, basically. It's play to earn, and these heroes are worth like tens of thousands of dollars at the floor. So we're really excited about that opportunity to give back to our players. And part of that also is with lands, which I also kind of talked about. We launched lands about a month and a half ago, and it's very, very like rare NFTs that show up on our map. You can own a plot of land. You can improve on it in the future. Like you can enter into it and create buildings in the future as well. But they're very valuable. And instead of just selling those directly to our community like so many other projects do, we actually created hero contests, which we'll be launching soon, where players can compete across specific stats to basically earn the opportunity to become the significant beneficiaries of those land auctions so that the players can share in those rewards.
Yeah, super exciting. With the hero contest, the winner of benefiting the biggest chunk of whatever the auction grows to is a way that you can have people come in and still bid and participate, but those playing the game get the benefit from that sell as well.
Exactly right. So instead of us trying to basically like grab all those rewards ourselves, we want to give back again to the community, and that's the pattern that we're going to follow with all of our expansions that we do. Pets. A lot of our very lucky players have already found eggs when they're questing. I've only found 1, I'm ashamed to say, but I've seen some people with like 6 or 7, and pretty soon you'll be able to hatch those pets. We're adding a new zone where players will bring their eggs, stick them in there, have them like incubate, and then hatch into some pretty rare and awesome pets.
Yeah, so hatching of pets coming soon, but if you're another project out there that has an NFT that is pet-like, cough, cough, Carabata, cough, cough, chicken game. Reach out. Let's see how we can help each other and have cross-platform NFT integration.
I would like to have a pet crab. Like, that would be amazing. So that's, you know, that's like part of what we're doing here is we're creating an entire like metaverse where other projects that are like-minded, that are like interested in the future of like the gaming space can work together to create cool content across our games. You know, like our heroes could perhaps have some quests in other games, and then other assets from other games could be in our game as well, and that's what we're all about. Another new feature, travel system. So we added all those awesome like lands that are out there. Players will be able to begin to venture forth into these lands and bring their heroes, starting at some of the smaller, easier zones, and then basically working their ways into some of the advanced zones as they level up to seek greater rewards and higher levels, basically. And our mechanics team is really hard at work on that. They've been working on that for a long time, and I'm really excited about it. Part of the things you can do when you're out there is you can do combat. This is very new. We are super stoked. I'm probably the most excited about combat because you can basically form teams of up to 3 heroes and have them go out and fight against enemy monsters with like random encounters as you travel, and earn cooler, more advanced rewards and experience points, and just climb that ladder and try to make the best team that's out there.
And I mean, this hints to it a little bit, but I'm really excited to see like the sprite version of all of our heroes come to life in this 3v3 combat system. Having the team comp, seeing it unfold, and having that interact with traveling across the map is going to be really, really exciting.
Very true. Atlas, who is one of our artists here, he's been hard at work on basically redoing Raise your hand, Atlas. He's been hard at work at basically redoing all of our heroes in this new combat pose, and they look amazing. I'm so excited for them to be released. So not quite yet, but we're almost there.
All right, merch. So for everybody that's here excited about the merch we'll be giving away, we've been holding back a little bit because in the gardens tomorrow is our turn to have the DFK day. I think it's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the gardens. Come check us out. We'll be having merch. But people have liked the merch we've been giving out at our events so much that we're going to be launching a merch store. The store is going to have pre-planned collections, drops, and then a special mythic section that's going to have very high quality stuff. So really excited about merch store. Nice, handing it over.
That's right.
Okay, so wallets that we've supported so far has been MetaMask. Now we're looking forward and we're trying to see what other wallets could we support in DeFi Kingdoms. As we're looking at options, seeing Coinbase Wallet, which has a 12 million user base, seemed like a very good opportunity to work with them. We've actually been in discussions and are announcing our partnership, not only with the wallet, but in their overall efforts to educate and integrate their existing 90 million user base in Coinbase into DeFi, into blockchain gaming and NFTs. So excited to work with them in the education onboarding, and very excited to support Coinbase Wallet and DeFi Kingdoms going forward.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. I'm super excited about that because that's very much in line with the vision that we had at the very start, was onboarding new people into the gaming space. And there's 90 million users on their platform that want to get into the gaming space over here on crypto, and we are poised to bring them in.
All right, DeFi Kingdoms blockchain. So when we first started talking about, okay, we want to be multi-chain gaming, we want to be cross-chain gaming, what chain should we expand to? We were shopping around, and Luigi and team reached out, and they just won our hearts over. We saw the light. We saw the light that is Avalanche. We saw the beauty in the technology and the community, and among that relationship that was being built came this concept of subnets. And Mr. Fawn here, who's whistling at us, was very, very integral in the setting up of the DeFi Kingdoms blockchain on the Avalanche subnet.
Hold up, I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Fawn. He has been the GOAT. He's actually on a panel right after this. He's going to be up here and he's going to be amazing. So you guys should stick around and listen to him. But he has been so instrumental in that. And also Avalabs has been amazing. Avalabs has helped us every step of the way. They're really smart guys.
Woo. So we will be the first to launch, I believe mainnet is live, but we will be the first to launch Crystal Veil on DFK Chain on March 30th. Really exciting. Duel for gas. What will we do with it? 50% of Duel will be burned, 25% goes to our validators, and 25% will go to a new floating Duel-based quest fund that is separate from our Serendale quest fund, separate from our upcoming Crystal Veil quest fund. It'll be a fund that'll be dedicated solely to the players, where we'll find unique ways to reward people with a fourth of that gas that's being spent. Really excited.
Yeah, that's amazing, because at the start I was saying how we're adding utility to our core token in all these ways. This is a new way to add extra utility to that token. It'll be used for gas on our own chain, and I can't explain how excited that makes me. It's just amazing to have that extra utility there.
So DFK Chain made so much sense because our vision and mindset has been to invite other games, other platforms, other protocols to come and build on top of DeFi Kingdoms. What better way to do it than on our own chain? We have an invitation out to anybody out there that says, man, my protocol is DeFi, it's not really gamified. I'd love to gamify it though. Hey, come check us out, let's gamify it. Or you have a game and you say, I may not be ready to run a subnet, or maybe I can launch on DFK Chain and integrate my NFTs and DeFi Kingdoms. Come check us out. We've already got started though. Partnership with Banky, where we will be partnering with them to provide lending directly in DeFi Kingdoms. Partnership with DopeX, where we'll be partnering to provide Duel and Crystal-based option vaults. We're partnering with Synapse Bridge so that it's a gamified experience to come in and out of DFK Chain, where you don't have to leave game.defykingdoms.com in order to go to Banky, in order to go to DopeX, in order to go to the Synapse Bridge. This is just the beginning of what we can do as we expand the DeFi Kingdoms metaverse. Very excited about another one up on here, Ramp. So Ramp Fiat on-ramp, we are now partnered with and going live to make it so much easier for all those that are not yet active, not only in DeFi Kingdoms, but in Web3 in general, to make it easy to go from a credit card or a bank account to a crypto token of your choice to form as gas where they could even participate. Before this point, it took potentially days or longer for somebody to set something up at a centralized exchange, figure out bridging. So now with that being very realistic to go from fiat to crypto, we're very excited that those barriers to entry to be lowered and ultimately destroyed.
Yeah, no, that's true. I can't explain how excited I am about that because I've had to explain to so many of my friends, like, how do I play this game? And I'm like, okay, so you have to first create an exchange account, and then you have to wait a couple days for KYC, and then you have to bridge, and it's just this long process. And so on our site now, players will just come to our site, click play, enter their card, acquire some jewels, and start playing like in minutes instead of days. And that's just huge.
So up here you have a beautiful scene of an outpost. So what is an outpost? Outpost is really the core to our strategy to expand to all other chains. We can't go and make a crystal veil for every chain out there in short order. We have limited resources, but what we can do is bring outposts to the other chains and make it easier to get into DFK chain. So what the outpost is, on March 29th, a day before we launch Crystal Veil, the outpost will go live on Avalanche C chain. It's going to be integrated with Ramp for the fiat on-ramp so that anybody without a Vox will be able to get a Vox quickly. Be integrated with Pangolin so that through the outpost, without leaving DeFiKingdoms.com, you can buy Duel, which will form and work as gas. And then it'll be integrated with Synapse, where in that one seamless experience, you can get a Vox to buy Duel and bridge that Duel to DFK chain, changing the chain ID and setting up your RPCs in a very seamless step. So we're excited about the Outpost. It not only looks beautiful, it's going to make it so much easier to come on. And if you're a chain out there that's like, man, I want DeFi Kingdoms to build on my chain as well, reach out and we'll see if we can look to establish and create a custom Outpost for you. All right, so many have asked, with the launch of Crystal Veil, how do I earn Crystal? We have said, okay, you'll hold Duel. We're going to make it a bit more specific at this point. So on day one, 100% of all emissions are going to go to a Duel to X-Duel pair. After that, we're going to slowly take that allocation of the Duel to X-Duel pair and send it to Crystal to a Vox, Crystal to Duel, Crystal to a number of blue chips, and Crystal to a few stable coins. But why X-Duel? So we launched on Harmony. Harmony, we have Serendale, a full, beautiful game that is really the initial core game. As we expand to Crystal Veil, we want to make sure that we're looking out for all realms and all players together. In order to earn Crystal, we want you to hold Duel. But if you hold half of that pairing in X-Duel, what that means is you need to stake on Serendale, and you'll earn rewards the entire time you are staking on Crystal Veil. It's really meant to look out for the players and say, if you want to earn Crystal, hold Duel. And by the way, half of it can be X-Duel, which will earn you rewards in Serendale at the same time.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I just love the opportunity to earn twice on the same thing. It just really blows my mind.
All right, we're running out of time, so we'll be pretty quick on these next few slides. Avalanche released the 50 million of incentives. We're going to walk through how those can be allocated. So many already know of the crystal that's being airdropped for all of the gameplay and participation. In addition to that, the decks that I just talked about, the crystal and a Vox pool specifically, will have additional incentives provided and rewarded to those that are staking there in the form of a Vox. So excited to add and kind of juice the overall APR on that pool as well. Then the last piece is really focused on all those that are not currently in DeFi Kingdoms, to take a part of those incentives and airdrop rewards to those that are maybe playing Chicken Game or Crabata or active users on Pangolin or Trader Joe, to be able to give you an opportunity to come check us out and earn a little bit while you do it and see if you like DeFi Kingdoms and want to participate going forward.
No, that's right. I'm really excited about that because if you're an existing user of Avalanche, you can basically come to our game, have an airdrop. You have already won. Come check us out. You'll have some rewards that are there waiting for you. Expanding onto Crystal Veil, that entails launching 2 new hero types. There's the Seer and the Berserker. Sorry, I had to read it. These we've never announced before, so this is brand new alpha. The Seer and the Berserker are the new hero classes on this expansion, and those heroes will function similarly to all of our existing heroes, and can also combine to create a new advanced hero, which we're not going to reveal just yet. Players are going to have to find that out as they play. But I'm super stoked about these. They look beautiful, and I can't wait to get my hands on them.
Yeah, and just to emphasize, these are going to be integrated into the existing hero pool. They're not going to operate independently or separately. We'll be able to bridge our heroes back and forth between the two realms and summon them, co-summon them, so that the Seer and Berserker will soon be found in the whole population of heroes.
Right. I think we'll sneak in one last thing, right?
We do. We have one more thing, and it's called DFK Duel. So with our really impressive roadmap and our really exciting timeline coming up, we saw it important to fill in the gaps with many features like leaderboards and pets, but also side games. Our first side game that we're going to announce is called DFK Duel. It's a simplified experience where you can take your cards, queue up with another player, and duel them in a simplified but very strategic way. We're going to have leaderboards linked to this as well to make it not only competitive and fun, but really juice up those rewards. So look out for DFK Arena.
Yeah, that's so exciting. You can win a Gen 0 from things like this, and I can't wait. So I guess we'll close up now. Sorry, we're a little bit over. Take it away.
Yeah, so maybe I'll go first, and I'll hand it over to the Frisky one. But in the last 7 months, if you look at everything we accomplished, and you look at the new features today, and you think of DFK Chain, DeFi Kingdom's blockchain, Duel for Gas, the new heroes and everything coming up with Crystal Veil, our partnerships with Banky, DopeX, Ramp, Synapse, we really are trying to impact the space in an innovative and meaningful way. I've said it before, and it's a quote that I really like to say, and I'll say it again. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. So I'll repeat that invitation. I'll repeat the invitation to come build with us, partner with us, collaborate with us, and let's all build the kingdoms together. The future is incredibly bright.
Woo! All right. One last thing. We're so excited to be on this new ecosystem and the opportunities that it brings to bring our entire project to new heights as we start to partner with some of you guys out there. So, as you said, speak with us. We're planning on being over at the Gardens tomorrow for a sort of like a luncheon, I guess. And so everyone, say hi. We're friendly people. I'm super stoked. It's amazing to see how far we've come. And I guess with nothing else to say, I'll just say that we're super bullish.
Bullish!
Thanks, everyone.